It looks like a Rocky fight whenever that dude gets smoked in the face. He just stumbles backwards and falls into everything. So right there, amazing block by that fullback. Finally had the first full day of college football. Seemed like it'd been forever. Some really good games. The first one I want to look at is Colorado and their offense, how elite it was. I'm pretty sure Colorado is going to be a problem. A lot of people kind of doubted what Coach Prime was doing over there, but college football is a talent acquisition game. A lot of people can do scheme, a lot of people can do this other stuff, but it's a talent acquisition game. That's all it is. And he's able to bring in players, created some depth, turned over the entire roster of a one-win team. They went into Fort Worth and beat the team that was the national runner-up past year, so really impressive turnaround. Obviously going to be a problem for anybody they play just based off their talent. The other thing Coach Prime did was he brought in great coordinators. Charles Kelly, who'd been at Alabama, he'd been the defense coordinator at Florida State. He'd been all over the place and had a lot of success. Bringing him in for the defense was huge. And also, Sean Lewis, who was head coach at Kent State, they brought him in. And if you don't know Sean Lewis, he's been with Dino Babers. Dino Babers is a Browse guy. He's kind of under that umbrella. So a lot of air raid, Browse type schemes, and they did a great job keeping TCU off balance all night. Just real quick, I want to ask you to like, subscribe. If you want to get some shirts or anything like that, just scroll down, look in the description. There should be a link. Also be a link with some shirts and stuff directly below the video. But we'll jump right in to week 1. Colorado putting up huge numbers, 500 yards plus passing by Shedeur Sanders. Just a really good game plan. The very first game for Colorado and Coach Prime. Very first thing I want to look at is this play. We're early in the game. We got 12:51 left in the first, 0-0. And right here, TCU is trying to sub or something. And right here you see Colorado. They get under center. There's nobody over here, so they just step back, throw the bubble screen or now screen right here to the slot receiver. So he just steps back, gets it out right now. I'd probably have this line instead of pass set, and we need to fire off to get hands down. Right here, steps back, flips it out there. Easy catch. And now the safety's having to roll down, just blocking corner right there. Makes the safety miss. Great job right there. You're staying up again. That's recruiting. You can't just teach a guy right there to make that play as far as staying up and getting that first down like he does right there. But what you can teach, if you have those guys out leveraged, they're trying to sub, they don't have everybody aligned correctly, get under center, snap the ball, get the ball out to your players in space, just like Sanders does right here. Creates an easy throw and catch. Wasn't just a ton of tempo either. I'm not sure how they caught him right here. There's 18 seconds left on the play clock. They flip it out there to their guy and let him rock and roll. But anyway, this is the only other team I've seen do this was Syracuse. And, of course, Sean Lewis has connection there with Dino Babers. He was there at Syracuse for a couple years. So taking what he's done in the past at Syracuse, rolling in right here at Colorado, keeping guys off balance, using a little tempo, hopefully, to flip the ball out there to your guy and get first downs. Here's play right here versus this tight 3 front. Right here, you see how tight this guy is. That dude might be in a 3 tech as opposed to a 4-eye. And all they do is run a buck sweep. So they have their back here. I think they're putting him on that side thinking that the back's going to go that direction on inside zone or something like that. But instead they run buck sweep. So they block down here by the tackle. Center blocks the nose. Backside tackle just bases this 5. Frontside guard, you're pulling the kick right there. Backside guard, you're pulling for that middle backer. And this guy actually runs, basically kind of look like a slant, but he slides in here and he blocks this middle safety in this 3 safety look. Make this wider guy fill in. You'd probably think a lot of times they're going to put that guy in the middle of the field because he might be a little bit better as far as a strong safety, get into the box to make plays. But right here we'll take a look at it. Again, same side run there by the running back. So that might be how they're getting that alignment from the defensive front. Open pull, probably going to get a little bit of a question mark look right there so you can hopefully get your play side shoulder to kick. Boom, right there, kick. There's the lead on the mic that's having to scrape down. Again, really light box. Safety's trying to get into it. You can see right here, outside receiver's getting into it as far as that crack. Gets just enough of them. Back makes a cut off. Now this guy has to make a tackle. Not a huge play, but 7-8 yards on a light box right there running that buck sweep with that same side action with the back. Again, kick, lead, crack the middle field safety, make a cut off of it, and get a first down right there on 2nd and 7. Here's one of the plays. It's number 1 in the air raid. Everybody loves it. There's a mesh right there. You're getting a sit. You're getting a bang 8 right there from that side. You got a wheel. And right here, on this one, TCU gets a little bit discombobulated. They're bringing a bit of a saw. He acts like he's going to peel for a second, then he decides he's going to blitz. Good job here by Sanders not getting off of it as soon as he saw that guy peel just a little bit. Typically, if he peels, we're going to get back down to that mesh, to that sit, or possibly getting backside, especially goal line red zone, to that bang 8 over there, which you could have thrown high to the back of the end zone here to the Z. But right there, good patience staying on this wheel because he shows like he's going to peel with it for a second, and then he ends up deciding he's going to go try to get the quarterback. Easy throw and catch right there for a touchdown. Colorado's first touchdown of the season. Took advantage of a little bit of confusion right there from the defense. Not sure what's supposed to happen, but right here, if you're looking at it, looks like man-to-man from everybody. And if it's man-to-man, obviously this linebacker should be on that back. I think the thing was, once he saw this guy start to peel, he thought that he had him, so he decided he's going to wall. Didn't work out for him. Miscommunication there by the defense. Easy touchdown for Colorado. Here's pretty much the same play that Colorado ran earlier. He's coming in for the sit. There's the wheel. And right there with those guys working in on this side, Travis Hunter's able to pass this off and get his eyes to the backfield to see that wheel. So right here, as you see it, that inside release, his eyes see that running back, and I would say they've probably seen this play before. And he flies off and he extends. Right here is another play where you're like, well, this guy's going to get in the Heisman conversation. That's an unbelievable play right there. Sees that wheel, is able to recognize it. Obviously, Travis Hunter being able to play Division I football on both sides of the ball is probably extremely football savvy. Obviously, he's seen this play from their offense a couple times. They probably ran it before. And right here, he sees it, recognizes it, and makes an absolutely amazing play right there, diving, intercepting the ball. Big turnover right there in the red zone goal line for Colorado that obviously was a big impact on this game. One thing I want to look at is just Shedeur Sanders throwing fades. He might be the best fade ball thrower in the country. I know it's a small sample size, just one game this season, but if you just look at it, I hadn't seen many quarterbacks throwing fades like that accurately that far down the field. Right here, obviously on the 9-8 yard line, throwing a fade right here to Travis Hunter, who's going to be in the Heisman conversation. No matter what you want to say, that guy had an amazing game. He's all over the field, playing offense, defense, making plays on offense, making plays on defense. But we'll look at it right here. All you need to do is obviously get a really good player and let him get an outside release. If you're talking about this fade right here, you know it's going to be a jump ball. Give a stick on your release. You need to speed release that, but right there on short on the goal line, you know you got time to work. Give him a hard stick, lean, press against his leverage. Right here, as you see this DB, he's trying to condense that space, push you to the sideline, create an extra defender with the sideline. But right there, he fights off just enough to give himself just a little bit of room. Not a bad play here by DB. Good job being physical. But Travis Hunter fighting through contact and obviously making a play right there. Good throw and catch as a quarterback. Right here on this with a goal line fade. You got to understand, don't use the back of the end zone or out of bounds as an extra defender. So right here, what we tell our quarterbacks is we want to be 10 feet high, 5 yards deep. So right there, about 5 yards deep, 10 feet high in the end zone. Exactly where it is. This back end line is a non-factor as far as the catch. You don't want to make that where you just throw it out of bounds. Give your guy plenty of room. DB does a decent job condensing this with good coverage. Obviously, you get a PI there as well, but Travis Hunter just comes down with it. Give your guy an opportunity high, 10 feet high, 5 yards deep in the end zone, and right there, Sanders does that. Great play there by Travis Hunter. Touchdown for Colorado. 2x2 right here. Looks like a saw blitz coming from TCU. Still in their 3 high shell, but right here, very obvious. It's going to be a cover 1 based on what the corner everybody's doing on a 3rd and 6. So we're going to cover 1. Great call here by Sean Lewis going slot fade. These safeties have not been working those fades nearly as much as these corners. So slot fade right there to the numbers. And should be able to get pretty decent protection right here, keeping the 6-man in. Because you've got 5 down, and you've got the mic blocked, 1 high look. Slot fade's all we're looking. So right here, Sanders, you want to start your eyes there so that safety can't just open up and run. Make it 2-on-1 on that slot fade where you're trying to go. And right there, all he does is get the big 3. 1, 2, 3. Step up. Let your ball go right there, 1-on-1. And as you're looking at that thing spin, outside the numbers, right in stride, splitting the ticks and the numbers. This is an unreal ball. I mean, this should have been caught right here for a huge explosive play. Obviously, they threw 500 yards, but they also left some out there. I know Sean Lewis and Coach Prime will say the same thing. They should have had more, should have taken advantage a little bit more of what they had. But right there, amazing ball. A really good fade thrower, Shedeur Sanders, who's a really, really good football player. Gave his receiver a really good opportunity to come down with an explosive play right there on a 3rd and 6, backed up. Should have been an explosive play out there to midfield. All right, here's another fade ball right here. They actually throw the fade over here to the single. What they have over here is it looks like they're running something similar to this. You got a couple square ends, you got a corner. So a smash read right here, and you got a 1 high look. Again, looking like some sort of a saw blitz right here. Should have good protection as long as you don't get beat with your 1-on-1s. Because you got 1-on-1s all over the place. You got your back checking the mic, and then he's also going to have to be able to help right there, knowing that they're trying to take the shot. Mike blitzes late, not a big deal. And right here, as you're looking at it, as far as the timing, he's just taking off, just straight go. Shedeur Sanders, 1, 2, 3. Eyes started here. Again, trying to take this 1 high safety that direction. So right there, boom. 1, 2, 3 eyes away. Slide up. Ball's out. Just that same exact timing that he had on that slot fade. So right there, just gets a big three, slides up, ball's out, and ball is very accurate. They've probably thrown this 1,000 times, put in the exact spot that you want. You know, I'd probably tell this receiver we probably want to try to restack a little bit better, but right here he's fading, catches that ball over his outside shoulder. I would definitely hope that he'd be a little bit tighter to the numbers there than the tick, so he can maybe break a tackle and go score. Right there, makes a play. Huge throwing catch, huge play right there. Right here you can see third quarter, Colorado's down by 4, and they absolutely drop a bomb right here on a 1st and 10. Just the exact timing they had on the slot fade. 1, 2, 3. Step up, ball's gone. Accurate throwing catch. Good players making plays against a pretty good football team. All right, here's Colorado running power right at TCU. National runner-ups from last year, and they absolutely mollywop them. So have a tight end right here. He's going to base that 9 tech in the 3 front. They actually down block here. They're going to double there to the backside. He actually cuts right there at basing. He pulls for whatever shows up. It's probably going to be that cat right there. And this fullback leads right off this C gap for whatever shows up. The fullback's the guy that makes this play. So as you're looking at it, obviously getting a great double team there. Lots of movement. Here's the Mike that's stepping down a big body, but he's no match. Absolutely gets wrecked by this fullback. Not sure. This dude looks a lot more like a guard. Puts a shoulder on him. You can see that extension of the hips. His hips get below his hips, and he actually gets them extended. Gets an arc right there and absolutely puts this guy on skates. Oh my gosh. Just watch him, man. It looks like a Rocky fight whenever that dude gets smoked in the face. He just stumbles backwards and falls into everything. So right there, amazing block by that fullback. Backside tackle pulling around, obviously for whatever shows up. It's this safety that's rolling into the box. And right there, he just gets enough of them so the guy can get in. Probably a little bit wide on this pull, but I want to tighten that down a little bit. He's still putting that play side shoulder if he can to get a kick. Right there, playing fast by the back. Sees the crease, gets in the end zone right there for a touchdown. Obviously, a lot of movement there up front with that double team right here. And that fullback does a great job absolutely melting this Mike. Walk-in touchdown for Colorado. This is a huge play in this game. 4th and 2, 4th quarter, 4:36 left. Colorado almost had a really good tell. This is man-to-man. About to get a blitz right here. All they're doing right here is with all these receivers, they're basically running across, trying to create some sort of a rub for this guy coming across on the mesh. Back starts on the right side. He comes across, and we'll look at it real quick. This ball snapped, he comes across. He's acting like he's play faking, showing hands, and playing kind of slow, and then he burst, knowing that this backer is the guy that he has to beat with speed. They do get a blitz right here off the edge from 1, which does get in the quarterback's face. He does a great job of buying time, being an athlete, getting it over the top of him. Not only does he get it over the top of him, he's got to put that thing in a good spot where he can continue to run away from this Mike backer that's chasing hard. And right there, outruns this backer. No chance right there. He's diving, trying to swipe. So great job right there, keeping him running. And again, getting to a guy that can absolutely roll. Outruns that guy. Here comes a safety or a linebacker trying to go to the top. He comes flat-footed. All he does is touch him on the back. And he actually had to be a great setup as far as a call. And then great execution there by the quarterback as well. Right here, a 2x2 set. Again, looks like TCU's in this 3-safety defense. Probably playing some sort of a Tampa. Getting off the hash right there. So you're looking at it. Colorado looks like they run a snag. Down here, you get a swing right there from the back. Right here, looks like double slants. Which right here, if you just stop it, that's a play that tons of people have been running for years. And right here, he slants, but then he's settling and he works back out late. And instead of just sitting here, he stutters. Then he bursts back to the middle of the field to that open area where typically this Mike would be. And right here, as you can see, this Mike, once they get that drop, he just kind of wanders up there, blitzes late, hoping to try to make something happen. Right there, great job here by Sanders, keeping his composure, staying in there, getting a big explosive play there to that stop and go. So right here, if you're just looking at this receiver here, he's coming like he's going to the snag. You got that swing here, holds that corner. This linebacker's just looking at the quarterback's eyes, just settles for a second, shows the numbers, and then he goes behind that linebacker to the middle of the field in that open space. Good accurate ball right there off his back foot. Obviously, we would like to keep him up so he could go run, try to make a couple extra yards for you, maybe score. But right there, interesting look. And if you're looking backside, you've got this slant. And whenever this guy comes down and puts hands on him, he starts working back out. I'm thinking that's to try to open up that space to the middle of the field there for that snag and go that they end up completing right there into the middle window. So good scheme, good throw and catch. And this is a big drive, 4th quarter, 6:20 left on a 2nd and 9. Explosive play right there for Colorado. TCU showing the style blitz all the time. It's their favorite thing. You got your 5 down, you got your Mike. playing cover one out here on the outside. This is a really good call here by Colorado. They had a really good game plan. Again, going inside zone. So if you're going inside zone, you're going to about those 4 to the mic. And we're going to speed option off this outside backer. So right there, catches it. All he does is he slides there a little bit. This outside backer comes to him. He understands, hey, I'm not playing man-to-man on that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the quarterback. Easy toss right there. Now that Mike, again, has to chase that running back. And he's never going to get there. All right, so right there, good block on the outside. We'd probably like to move our feet just a little bit more. Get the outside shoulder. 3 makes him miss and finds a way to get in the end zone. But, again, saw blitz. Run a little speed option off that. This linebacker here gets a little caught up. As you see, he's reading those guards, reading that center, whatever it is. And he slides in. And it's over right there. But right here, he's not reading the back because the back just goes straight wide. I guess this safety may be the guy that's trying to man up on him. No chance right there. We're in space. All he's doing is diving at ankles. It seems to be what TCU's defense was trying to do yesterday whenever the ball got in space. They're just laying out, extending, trying to dive at ankles. And right there, Colorado did a great job playing fast, getting in space, and finishing plays in the end zone. Great play here against man-to-man, and very obvious on the 4th and 2. How they're aligned, it's got to be man. And so right here, bringing him in, he gets about to that center, and then he starts working back out just a flat route, and that ball gets snapped. It looks like everybody's trying to make it look like outside zone that way. They're faking a toss. So trying to get these backers to flow down. And if you're looking at it, that ball is snapped and it's looking outside zone. This guy does a really good job of actually seeing it. I was actually kind of shocked after I saw it in person that he saw that, because there's so many bodies, so much action going that way. Almost looks like they're running a jet sweep to him or something. So a lot of times I think he'd just be rolling down. Right there, they fake it. Now they're rolling to the right on a naked. And it's an easy throw and catch there to the outside. You're just running your corner off, trying to get his back turned. That's what they do right there. Good throw and catch on his face. Pretty decent play here by the safety. I was actually very surprised that he even made it that close. But, again, TCU not fast enough with Colorado, and they're just diving at ankles. That's what they did all game. And Colorado made a miss and got an open space, got easy first downs anytime they got in space. Here's a look that they did on the 3-high look a couple times. I thought it was really interesting. They ended up running him on some sort of an in route. They run a vertical read, it looks like, on this outside safety. So, as we're looking at it, it feels like it's man-to-man there on that outside. So right there, he runs a slant, trying to open up that space. This safety's hips are open to the inside. So he sticks it, trying to go fade, trying to get him to open his hips. And once he opens his hips, he just sits that thing down. That ball is out in that open space on that vertical read. Easy throw and catch right there. Gets a completion and a first down. Right here, starting their 2-minute drill on a 2nd and 1. So, again, it looks like everybody's basically running verts. You got a slant. Now he runs that run back, comeback, whatever you'd call it. There to the sideline. Easy throw and catch right there. Reading that safety and his leverage. And if he's playing off or if he's playing down, could have been a slot fade if that guy's a little bit tighter. But right there, easy throw and catch for a first down. Get into that 2-minute drill. Same route right here. And a very similar look again in trips. You're going fade, trying to get his hips open. If he stays over top, now you run it back down. If not, we can probably go slot fade right there. What it kind of looks like now to this is that they're running across here and he's running that climb to the other side. There's a slant. So right there, as long as he's chasing, you can work this VR there to the field against this safety that's playing way off. And right here, as you're looking at it, boom, he comes off, he goes fade. Sanders, he's just looking right there to him. As soon as he sits it down, his hips go down, that ball's out. As I know, it's a long throw all the way to the field on a 3rd and 10. But right here, obviously a good football player. Rips that thing out there, puts it right on him. With him running away, getting friendly to the quarterback, brought him back past the line to gain. But then he gets upfield. Gets the first down right there for Colorado. Gets upfield, gets out of bounds. It's still this 2-minute drill that we're still talking about earlier. Not the easiest throw and catch. Huge throw to the field. Have to have an arm to do that. It's really strong, but right there, big play. Gets out of bounds. Gives him a chance right there, possibly to get down the field goal range with 11 seconds left. Here's an easy RPO for Colorado. Got to bang it right here. It looks like they're playing way off this safety. He just runs a go. They're running inside zone where they're going to block those 3 and these 2 backers. This guy's the extra defender, so we got to read that guy. Ball snapped. You see Sanders, he gets his eyes here. He knows that if he just steps in the box at all, there's tons of space here because that safety's playing so far off. Flips his hips around. Puts it right on that guy's backside shoulder because you don't want to throw him over that back. You want to put it through windows. But he also wants to work him away from that corner that's playing the flats. So right there, good catch right here. He slows down, gets his hands to it. Now they're rolling on safety. Easy throw and catch. Expecting that with this safety on the top, this corner in the flats is going to be able to play that and get an extra guy in the box for this thing and have a 6-man box. But right there, good read, good throw and catch, getting the ball in space. Trying to make TCU cover those guys down and get that light 5-man box. My final thoughts on Colorado in week 1. Everybody kind of doubted what was going on, but talent acquisition and then also coaching acquisition had Colorado more prepared for this game, and they were more physical. They looked like they were better prepared. I thought they were the better coached team easily in week 1 against the team that made the playoffs last year, went to the national championship game, won a playoff game. So very impressive start there for Colorado and Coach Prime. And I don't foresee it being anything different throughout the year. Obviously, they're going to play some tough teams, but I think they're going to be a pretty solid team. They're going to be a tough out with anybody they play.